Hello, beautiful people of the world. I want to share a journal entry that I made this week. And it was a very definitive moment of clarity that I had. And I titled the entry Symbiosis. So let's go. I think my ego has died. Proper, no longer breathing. No longer feeding on my memories and fogging new experiences. I think it's a good thing though, because it was damaged. It only fed into a cycle of chaos, or maybe a cycle of chaos was continuing to damage my ego. I think I might have broken my psychology, or had a breakthrough with it. I genuinely realized how insignificant I am, and not in a feel sorry for myself type of way, but in a form of liberation. I truly believe that my life is insignificant, just like many other human beings on this planet. Many cycles of civilizations have existed on Earth. We've had great emperors, leaders, conquerors, artisans, thinkers, pioneers, philosophers, and so much more. Many names long forgotten and faces unknown. Bodies returned to the soil. Do their cells remember who they were? Is that knowledge stored deep within the DNA of the microworld who fed on their cells and their flesh and repurposed their physical bodies? Can that knowledge be accessed through spiritual enlightenment, the energetic body or quantum field in our modern day consciousness? I think I may no longer identify my body, but I identify deeply with my mind. You see, the psychology is moldable, it's fluid, it has the ability to transform and take form as needed. But what's beyond that? The consciousness that witnesses everything within collectively. Are the two even distinct? Or can the consciousness not exist without the collective attributes that create it? Like a car, for example, that has many components, but it's not a car until all the parts are put together. So are we not conscious until all parts of us are whole as one? And as I'm typing this, I'm thinking about my life ahead, and I notice echoes of my ego, wanting to be more than flesh and mind. I think of how we have evolved from primates like the orangutan, who live solitary lives just fine. No desire to rule a group of people, no desire to have dominance over a kingdom of orangutans or the world. But maybe that is what separates us from them in soul. Is that what makes us human? I notice a lot that most people live in their egos, and that is their life, to serve themselves and their egoic mind, especially out in the West. It's created much technological and systematic developments, but what is then beyond? Where does human development go to next? Could it be to absorb knowledge? Can we become human beings that learn all the history there is to know, the rise and fall of human empires, plus all the flora, fauna, and fungi kingdoms? Are we to become guardians and scholars of the world we inhabit, to the point where we can learn the cycles of Earth as an entire whole in all of its components? Would that mean we become the consciousness of Earth? Can we go from being a cancer, destroying Earth, terraforming it for our own selfish needs, to a collective symbiotic organism, much like the bacteria are to us in our very own stomachs? Is this the evolution of life on Earth? So I share this with you today because I've been going through a midlife crisis, which is kind of funny because I'm only a quarter century old, like I like to call it, or 1 shilling if you're a colonial country of the British Empire. But I think our modern technological age, we have access to so many stories and information and experiences. And this is what I have just recently coined the technological aging of our brain, right? Because it's like we're gaining so many experiences that aren't our own, not through a natural way of living and learning and experiencing through our own, life, individual life. We have a plethora of learned experiences from the content we consume, like books and movies and news stories and documentaries, celebrity lives, etc., all of that. So I leave you basically now with some final words, and thank you for listening, by the way, if you made it this far. If you are in a period of your life, like me, where you feel like you're stuck in limbo, I want you to use the following question to help you gain clarity. And that is simply sitting down with a journal, like I did with this entry here, and asking yourself, what am I experiencing? All right, peace.